All right, we are now in the interior of 4101P, the 2021 XLR Nitro. I'm going to start all the way in the bedroom area and work my way out. Okay, starting in the bedroom area here, you have storage in your cabinets just above the bed and stored on each side. You have little lights directly above the bed. They have little push buttons right in the center light to operate that. The lights on the side, if you tap them once, they go off. If you tap them again, they turn blue. And if you hold them, they turn white. So they could be blue or white on your little lights on the side. You do have a little pull down shade on the front window up front here. Same thing, all the windows in here have like pull down style shades where you give it a little tug and it stops. Give it another little tug and it'll roll back up. In the closet area over here, you have storage in your closet. Storage in the drawers down below, and storage in all your other closet panels. The window over here in the bedroom will work as an emergency exit window. If for some reason you need to get out, you could pull the red tab over here, pull the screen out, push this handle up, and then shove the window completely out. You can also prop this window open for air ventilation if you want air coming in also. There is some storage underneath the bed. The bed will tip up. Underneath of there are the tables and table posts, and then also all the sweeper tools for the camper. Down here in the corner of the floor, you got a little vent that you can actually broom your floor, tip this up, and it'll sweep it right into the central vent system. Vents down low on the floor will be for the furnace. Vents up high in the ceiling, like that round one, will be for the air conditioner. There is a spot if you ever want to add a TV. There's a spot where you can put a TV bracket and a spot to plug in your TV and cable wire. You have a main switch for the lights in the bedroom area. And then directly above that, the thermostat for in the bedroom area. In order to operate this, you tap the button once. It says off if you can read it. Tap it again, it says fan. Tap it again, it says cool. Tap it again, it says furnace. Tap it again, it goes back to off. I believe this one, if I remember right, the thermostats are kind of generic. Some of them will say furnace and air conditioner. That is going to run strictly the air conditioner, I believe, on this one. You'll have another thermostat throughout the camper to run the actual furnace. Vent up top here is for the air conditioner. If you want a big blast of air, you could open this little vent up here. There is a washable filter over here also. If you close that vent, more air will be dispersed out of the little round vents in the ceiling. Moving down the hall here out of the bedroom area. You got a little window. Again, same style pull down shades. Behind me here is going to be access into the bathroom area. In your bathroom area here, you have a side flush toilet. There's a little pedal right there on the side. Storage in the cabinets. Nice size walk-in shower, which is pretty standard and self-explanatory. Again, air conditioning vents on the ceiling. Heating vents down on the floor. You do have a manual crank up vent lid right here. And there's a switch right here for the fan, but if you leave this one on, there's actually another one located to the left of the sink that if you turn on will operate that fan. There is storage in the vanity above the sink. Sink's pretty standard, self-explanatory. And then there is storage down below the sink also. Outlets will all be ground fault outlets. As you can see, this one has resettable buttons. Not all of them will have resettable buttons. If you ever have an outlet that doesn't work, look for the outlet that has the resettable buttons closest to it. Moving out of the bathroom area and down the hall, you have a smoke alarm up top there on the ceiling. You come down the hall here a little bit farther and you got a little light up touch panel here. This will control the leveling on this camper. If you go home, let's see, you kind of got to play around with the buttons on this, but for the most part, you could use the arrow keys to scroll through whether you want to auto track, manual mode, anything like that. But you could do auto level, have it kind of sit back, let it do its thing and auto level the whole camper. Whatever you want to do, you could do from this touchpad, or you could do from the outside controls that I showed you in the previous video. But again, this is easier just to kind of play around with and get the hang for it. I believe there's probably some books in here also on that. Down here to the main electrical panel, you have a switch for the water pump. That's anytime you want to pump water out of the freshwater tank, the water you take with you on a trip, you do have to have that on. There's a switch for the water heater. That is for the actual propane side of the water heater. Again, remember the electric side is controlled from the switch on the water heater outside. You have tank level buttons here that you can push, and they'll highlight lights to show you condition of what's in your tanks or battery condition or anything like that. All these switches are labeled real well, by the way. It does have tank heaters on it, so it'll have like little warming pads on the tanks. So if you get into cold weather camping, it'll keep the tanks above freezing so they work properly. This is that main fuel pump switch I was telling you earlier in the video. You got to come in and turn on in order to use the fuel pump on the outside. Generator start stop switch. If you haven't ran the generator in a while, hold this switch down to the stop position. You'll see a light up beside it. That's actually priming fuel to the generator, so the generator starts up quicker. Do that for about 5 seconds. Once you do that, flip up the start, push start down, and that generator will fire up for you. You got your slide out controls for your kitchen, living room, or bedroom. You have your awning extend and retract for your front awning. And then this switch here is for the awning lights directly below the awning. You got hall light switches, step switches, ceiling light, accent lights, and kitchen lights. These are all lighting. Again, down here, same style thermostat as the bedroom. You tap it, and you'll just cycle through to whatever you want on the settings. And then you got your arrow keys over here for temperature. This switch over here, there's actually a fan on the ceiling up there just above the refrigerator. This will open that fan lid and turn on your fan speeds. Down here, this is going to be the main electrical panel. Everything 110 or electric over here. Everything 12 volt. It's on a fuse over here. Again, you have another dustpan area down here on the floor for your sweeper. You have storage in all your cabinets and drawers and closets and stuff over here in the kitchen area. There are little tables down here in these that you can pop out, and these will actually clip into the corners of the couch. There's a little hole that it'll pop into, and you got little countertops for your couch. Again, like I say, storage in the closet here, storage in your cabinets. Refrigerator here is a 110 or gas refrigerator. In order to operate that, you'll open the door. Just inside the one door here at the very top are your switches. The display for it's right up there. On off, pretty self-explanatory. Next switch, auto or gas. What that does is if it's an auto and you're plugged in, it'll run on electricity. If I leave it on auto and then I unplug and you lose your electricity, it'll automatically switch to propane as long as your propane is on. And then temperature setting, I always just max it out. It goes up to 5. I always just max that out, but entirely up to you. And again, if you want to command strictly gas, you can push this button here to where the little light over here goes to LP instead of auto, and that will light up the refrigerator on propane. There are instructions for that also just inside the refrigerator door. There's storage in the drawer directly below the refrigerator. Storage in the cabinets above the microwave. Microwave's pretty standard, self-explanatory. There is a surface light below it, and there is an exhaust fan on the microwave also. Just below that, your cooktop. The glass will fold back like that. You'll actually turn this to the light position and then hit your sparker over here. You do have to spark each individual burner as you go. But if you want to light burners, you just turn the knob on and then hit the sparker. If I want to have lights on it, I could turn the lights on here where there is an oven light down below. And if I want to light the oven, you actually depress this knob right here. While it's depressed, you turn your sparker over here. When the pilot stays lit at the very bottom of the oven, you could then turn your knob to the desired setting. There's a little storage drawer directly below the oven. You have storage in all your drawers and cabinets around the kitchen island area here. Nice size sink with a sprayer that will come off for cleaning dishes and stuff. Again, storage in all your cabinets around the television area. TV, this is the television on air television right now. It doesn't swivel, it's a fixed mount TV just like it is. You will have to go to menu and do a channel search to pull in your local channels. There is a remote directly below it for that. There's a remote down here for the fireplace. The fireplace you could have on just for glow, or you could use it for heating or just for a fan. And it does have different settings on the fireplace for like flame color and brightness. Just above that, you have a Bluetooth radio. This will control speakers on the inside or outside. You will use the buttons over here to select speakers. You got arrow keys to select, radio stations and stuff, and then volume keys to go up or down on your volume. Couches are all recliner style couches. You're going to see little pull cords down here in the cracks of them. That's what actually you grab to recline the seats. Some of them are kind of tucked in deep, but they all have little pull cords on them. Windows, you have slide up style windows on the sides and a slide to the side style in the window behind the couch. Also, these flip down and there's cup holders, and these will flip up, and there's 110 power outlets or USB hookups on both these center ones. Just the center ones do that. You have your top bunk area up there. There is a curtain to give you privacy up there. There is little push buttons on the lights if you want to control the lights up there, or you have a switch down here that will control the lights. And then you have a ladder here. You will have to store this ladder in the back somewhere for transport. Down at the bottom down there, you have a carbon monoxide and propane alarm. That is hardwired to the camper itself. So as long as the camper is either plugged in or has battery power, that alarm will work. Again, same air conditioning vent on the ceiling in here. If you want the big blast of air, open the vent. If you want it quieter and evenly dispersed out the round vents, close the vent. Again, another washable filter up top there. Moving down to the rear area, you have a ton of switches for lights throughout the camper on the exterior of the camper. You have switches for extending and retracting the awnings. There's going to be a front awning and a rear awning. And then this one here actually controls the bed lift for the very back here. So you have beds that will come down. Now, as you can see how they both come down together? They actually use the bottom bed to lift the top bed. So if you want to keep the top bed in the upright position, there's going to be some pins that I'll clip on one of these hooks here. And you raise it all the way to the top and you put the pins in those holes there. And that will hold this top bed all the way up to the ceiling. But other than that, like I say, you can lower that guy down, and once he gets to a certain point, they'll split apart. Just like that. Now, if you want to make double bunk beds, these cushions will slide together and make a bed back here in the center. Or if you just want it for seating, these are what they call jackknife style. You could kind of pick up on them, and they'll pivot up to make into a seating area. There is storage in the cabinet up top there. Again, another spot to add a television in the back. Back here, you see this little green light. That is the antenna amplifier. There's a little push button here. With that on, you will pull way better reception on air television antenna. So anytime you want to watch air television, make sure that button is depressed. Again, more storage in the cabinets here. It is pre-plumbed for washer-dryer combos. There's water lines and a drain line here if you ever want to add a washer-dryer. Again, vents down low will be for heat. Vents up high will be for air conditioner. The lights in the ceiling back here will have little push buttons right in the center of them. Your rear bathroom area, same thing. Side flush toilet. Heating vents down low. Air conditioning vents up high. There's a spot to turn your power fan on in the ceiling up top there. You have a main light switch. There is a tank level gauge for the rear back here. And then there is storage in your cabinet down below the sink. And sink's pretty standard and self-explanatory. There are multiple tie-down hooks in the very back toy hauler area back here. Also, you have your sliding doors on the very back of this camper. They do recommend to make sure to have your glass panels all the way to the down position for transport. So they currently are on the down position, but you have doors that will close off the back area. You could have it screened. You could put the glass panels up and just have it closed off. Also, you got the back patio on the rear of this thing too. So once your cargo door is open, you could spin out your gates and have a nice patio around the back side of this also. Then up top here, again, another manual crank up vent lid. There's a switch on that fan itself to turn that on for somebody sleeping in the top bunk. And then just below the mattress here is going to be the bunk ladder for the rear bed area back here. Other than that, that concludes my video of the interior of this camper. We appreciate your business and hope you enjoy your new camper. Thank you.